you're a fan of West Coast teams, there are plenty of games for you in week 5. Fresno State and UNLV might be one of the biggest games that no one's really going to talk about. And this has major implications for not only the Mountain West, but also the college football playoff. These are two teams that expect to compete for that spot for the group of 5. And these are two teams that have very exciting offenses. So at worst, take the college football playoff part out of it. These are two really exciting offenses to watch. And it's going to be fun to see which one of these teams can continue doing what it does well. Fresno State comes in 3-1. UNLV is 3-0. These are two teams again that can put up points in a hurry. It's going to come down to which team's defense can step up in a big way. UNLV currently is a 3.5 point favorite, and they are a very, very fun team to watch. They are a very tough offense to solve. Brennan Marion does a really good job of getting the ball down the field, and they have the talent to be able to make that happen. The same thing can be said about Fresno State. Now, the Bulldogs are going through a little bit of a different season because your head coach steps down right before the season begins. You're running with an interim coach right now, and that's obviously been a different obstacle to overcome. And so far, they've done a good job. Now, they did play Michigan really tough in week 1. Obviously, Michigan was able to pull away, but that spoke a lot to this team and what they're going to be able to do. This is a team that plays tough, that plays fast, and they are going to try to do that again. The question for them is, that the defense have the answers for UNLV's offense? From the talent, the playmakers that UNLV has, to Brennan Marion calling plays, there are a lot of difficulties facing this team. And Fresno State has a defense that, again, is playing with a ton of energy. And if they're able to find a way to solve this UNLV offense, that gives their own offense more opportunities to put points on the board, which makes the question for UNLV is, how do you get Ricky White more involved? I think that, yes, you want to figure out how you're going to slow down Fresno State's offense, but Ricky White has been relatively non-existent for various different reasons. And I think you need to get him involved. If you're wanting this offense to reach new heights, Ricky White has to be a focal point of this offense. I'm not saying that they're not trying, but you got to figure out a way to get him back involved in this offense. This is an offense, obviously, that's running the football very well, but they need to get that passing attack going. The matchup I'm curious to watch is UNLV's defensive backs first. I put Magdalena, but you could also put Jalen Moss in here. You could put Raylan Sharp. You have a number of talented pass catchers for Fresno State, and UNLV has talented secondary players. You have guys like Jalen Catalon that are ready for that challenge. It's just going to be interesting to see how those two sides stack up. The impact players for UNLV, everything starts with Matthew Sluka, 318 yards passing and 6 touchdowns, also 253 yards on the ground with 1 score. He played really well when they needed him most against Kansas. That was a really exciting performance from him. He is someone that definitely has the ability to be an impact player. Again, Ricky White, if they can get him involved, you feel pretty good about this offense in terms of their balance and where they're going. Greg Burrell has been really exciting as a young player for this offense. A very explosive player, has been a good complement to Sluka in the backfield. Jackson Woodard is leading the team in tackles. He has been an absolute monster for this team, a natural playmaker for the Rebels, and he is going to have his hands full with this explosive Fresno State offense. We talked about Jalen Catalon as well. He is someone that can definitely make a big impact. Already picked off a couple passes so far this year. And with Fresno State, Mikey Keene is definitely able to shred you, but also he is susceptible to some poor decisions that have put the ball in harm's way. And Jalen Catalon so far has proven that he can make plays when the ball is in the air. He can punish opposing quarterbacks when needed. Now, the impact players for Fresno State starts with Mikey Keene. We talked about his ability to make plays, but he also needs to take care of the football. So far, over 1,000 yards passing, has 6 touchdowns, but also has 4 interceptions. Now, Mikey Keene is someone who can be really exciting, can be really explosive. It's just that you have to take care of the football. If you cannot take care of the football, it's going to be a long day for this offense. Fortunately for him, we mentioned Sharp, Delina, Moss. You have plenty of playmakers to hit downfield, and it's going to come down to, what does the rushing attack look like? Now, Malik Sherrod has been one of the more underrated running backs in college football. He has been very exciting to watch, and I'm excited to see how Fresno State utilizes him more in this game. Now, we talked about the defenses need to slow down this team. Corey Foreman has stepped up in a big way. That defensive line, I think, is really good. I think that they have the ability to slow down UNLV's offense, specifically their rushing attack. And we've seen that when you look at what they did to Michigan, that shows you they have the ability to do it. It's just a matter of being consistent and finding ways to play fundamentally sound football. Again, they are flying around the field right now. They're playing with a ton of confidence, and that's going to challenge UNLV and maybe make Sluga throw the ball a little bit more. And if that's the case, Cam Lockridge is going to be ready. And so far, teams continue throwing his way, and it remains one of the worst decisions you can make against Fresno State. Cam Lockridge is a ball hawk that can make plays. And if teams continue throwing the football to his direction, then you're going to be in for probably a world of trouble. He is someone who knows what to do when the football is in the air. And it's been really fun to see him make plays once again for Fresno State. Now, when it comes to picking this game, I think it comes down to what Fresno State can do against UNLV's offense. If they slow them down, I feel like the Bulldogs have the advantage. If they can't, then it feels like the advantage goes to the Rebels. Either way, this is going to be a really exciting Mountain West game, a game that has conference championship implications, but once again, has implications when it comes to the college football playoff. If UNLV goes undefeated after this week, you feel pretty good about their desire of their ability to get there. Fresno State with 2 losses is probably eliminated. That doesn't take them out of the conference championship conversation, but a win here would do wonders for them here as well.